Airpark Canterbury, bringing you trusted local news with Chris Lynch. Airpark Canterbury, your budget-friendly airport parking. Book at airparkcanterbury.co.nz.
Christchurch Mayor Phil Mauger is with me. Hello to you. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you again, Chris.
Is terrorists dead in the water now?
I absolutely think that is absolutely the right decision to do, is to pause it. The Christchurch City Council made a decision last December and gave it to CCHL, Christchurch City Holdings, and they're only doing what we asked them. They've gone out to ask all their subsidiaries how they can back off on spending money, find savings so that they can either give a better dividend or reduce debt, and that's what they're doing, and I'm very happy with what's happened.
I mean, the Christchurch International Airport Company still makes phenomenal amounts of money and provides a decent dividend to the Christchurch City Council. So why now, given the fact that reportedly they've spent $50 million on that land near Terrace?
Yeah, they bought the land at Terrace, and that's good. And we own the pack of cards, so to speak. So let's just pause for a bit and not spend any more money on it, because here we are looking down the barrel of 13% rates. And we want money, savings from every part of every subsidiary. And Christchurch City Holdings are doing just that, asking their subsidiaries to find out where they can save. They'll be doing it to all the subsidiaries. It won't be just the airport.
Okay, so you've asked all the subsidiaries, all the council-owned operations to try and tighten their belt, so to speak. But why can't the Christchurch City Council do the same? I was watching some of the performances, if you like, from councillors. Not once did I hear any councillor say, what should we cut to keep rates lower than what we've proposed?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, good point. I'll touch on that. At last, the long-term plan is out for consultation. One of the things we are doing, it's a legal document, so it does have to be wordy to a certain extent. But we're modifying the consultation document so it's as easy as possible for people to read and follow. See, we only get 1% of all our people, ratepayers in Christchurch, ever submit. I want a hell of a lot more of that. We've got to make it easy for mum and dad, ratepayer, to say, oh, I'm not happy with this, how do I submit? And it's got to be so easy to follow. I gave the document to my wife before we modified it and said, what do you think about this? And she said, I can't follow this or this. It wasn't easy to read. So we're making it easier to read so that people can tell us what you want, because that's the most important thing.
The problem with consultation documents, or those who submit, and I think several councillors raised this point, is that they don't necessarily have to be from Christchurch. So how do we stop lobby groups from overwhelming or perhaps not rigging the system, but having too much sway either way? Because you do get people who arguably have more time on their hands to sit in council and moan about something or hold up a banner saying save this or cut that. So how do we get through to the average Christchurch resident who may be angry but may not have the time to go to council and hold up a banner saying save the planet? They don't have to actually come in. They can just write a submission and we'll listen to that. But you are right. Mrs. Jones from Invercargill can submit against our consultation document, and it's not fair. That's not right. It's for I feel legally they can do it, but I feel it should be for the people of Christchurch because it's their city. So how do we have to look at changing the processes somewhat, do you think?
Well, we've got to listen to all submissions, and everyone can put submissions in, and that's what we'll do. But if someone is putting a submission from an out of town, you've got to wonder, well, how credible are you? What are you trying to achieve?
Yeah. Yesterday, interesting discussions inside council when it comes to the government, who I know that it's basically scrapped the so-called climate change emergency project, but that of course has angered some, particularly in Linwood, who are looking forward to a cycleway outside the college there. So what is the latest with that? Is that now back on the agenda or what?
What we did, the old government gave us a whole lot of money for new projects, and it was called SURF, and we're very good at doing those acronyms. But the new government has now withdrawn that money. So we have little or no money left to do it ourselves, that's for sure, especially it would all get added onto rates, even though some councillors would say the rates would not be that high, but it would be added on. So what we decided yesterday is to put all those unfunded ones in the top drawer, and one day, when and if funding becomes available, they're all designed, we'll pull them out and do them. So all is not lost.
Give me the figure, in your own words, give me the figure of the rate increase, the average rate increase that's being proposed in Christchurch.
13.1. I think it might be 13.12, somewhere in there.
And is it true that the biggest increase from everything in terms of rates is the increase levy for the Christchurch Stadium?
What we decided to do is quite interesting. What we decided to do was put just a line up there, because you remember that 35,000 people wanted the stadium. And I think you walk past it, the spring in people's step is fantastic. It is going to be the best thing. But we knew this day was coming that we'd have to cough up and pay for it, because we've spent all the government's money and now we're spending ours, so we've got to pay for it somehow. But we put it in there. It was going to be 3.1% or 3.1% was the cost of the stadium for this increase. It is now down to 2.15, we'll say 2.1%. So it's not it is a burden. I shouldn't say it's not a burden on the ratepayers, but it's not as bad as what we thought it would be.
Okay. When can people make submissions and have their say on the increased rates? Because you've got ECAN that wants to increase its rates by 24%. Council wants to increase their rates by 13%. Mm-hmm. There's probably a lot of anger out in the community, Phil.
Oh, yeah, there is, absolutely. The consultation document goes out in about another week and a half. We can't put it out unless Audit New Zealand have given it the tick, because the media climb all over and say, oh, they put it out a consultation document with no audit. So that has to be done, and they're working on that now. The next thing that comes back to us, it's audited, we tick it off and it goes out. And I would say about 2 weeks is when people can start getting their teeth into it and getting ready for submissions. But please do. I'm not happy with 13.1%. I want to see it single figures.
Do you think we will be able to get it down to single figures?
If we put a lot of effort into it, and if as many people as possible can come to us and say, oh, I'm happy with 13%, I'll just go for your life, or I would like to pay more, do these, but come back and say, how's about backing off on that, and how's about stopping that? And we will certainly be listening to them, because there's a lot more appetite, I feel, round the table to get rates lower.
I don't know if legally you're allowed to say this, but is there anything that you think the council could chop or look at cutting to try and get rates down? Are you able to say that?
Well, I've got my own ideas, but I can't share them with you because it'd be predetermined. But all I want to do is have the people tell us, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people will be telling us what a lot of us are already thinking.
Yeah. And just finally, let's touch on something positive. You're going to Children's Day, which is a council-run event this coming, is it Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday at Cuthbert's Green, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. So what happens there? And obviously it's a free day for parents to bring their kids to this event. What happens there, Phil?
Oh, it's just come down and have a ball and let your kids run around. There'll be all sorts of things going on, and I'm looking forward to getting down with drag a couple of mine out, give them a run.
Your grandchildren, that is, isn't it? Phil Mauger, nice to see you. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, buddy. See you around.